Coach, you guys were able to get off to a good start, kind of control the way this thing went. Your thoughts on the win?
We got a player step up. Nick Danny is the first person I'm going to give a shout out to, the guy that doesn't necessarily fill the stat sheet every night. And tonight coming away, obviously filling on the points section, but just he always does the dirty work. For him to step up in a big moment like this, it also makes everybody else really confident too. And so huge shout out to him. Role player stepped up big, and then when we needed it, we executed in the half court.
And especially those guys with Cole Scheffler's foul trouble, did that make you feel a little bit more at ease when he went out and they stepped up?
If you would have told me that you didn't get him for the last minute of the first and not at all the second, I would have been very interested to see what the score would have been, and how well we would have been playing. So just huge testament to our maturity, and Cole did great. He led on the bench. He stayed engaged in the game the entire time, and that's really tough to do. Defensively, though, when you don't have the letdowns and we stay pretty fundamental on the defensive end and force tough shots and get rebounds and still get to the free throw line on offense, we played fundamental basketball, and that's really proud of the guys.
You had a really solid defensive effort. Was there any certain players that were the primary focus, or what was the approach there?
Penetration lanes. When they put the ball down, they're super athletic and they're physical, and we don't want them to get in tight to us. We don't want to get them in the paint. And if we can keep them out of the paint, force extra passes, quick shots, the Netton kid and the Durflinger kid could get real hot. So we wanted to limit their touches, open touches on the perimeter. But other than that, we just wanted to rebound really tough shots.
Braden Lund had a huge game for you tonight, and just talk about his performance.
He had 43 the other night. Kyle had 30. They're dogs. Nobody's going to let them get that, but you still got to have them score and make buckets. And he made some really tough shots for us in the stretch to cut off some of their runs when maybe we were struggling, and getting the free throw line. So just huge credit to him, just understanding the game and where to get his buckets and learning to play off of people.
You had 4 guys in double digits. Was that like the most balanced you guys have been all season in the game?
Probably in a big game like this, neutral site with win or go home, yeah.
Guys shared the ball really well. When I just talked to Braden, he said that certainly helped, seeing other guys knocking down shots, breeding that confidence across the board, and everybody got into it.
Absolutely. Assistant coach Jason McCall and Adam Crone talked about, if you look at our best possessions all year, it's when multiple guys on the court touch the ball, when everybody's getting the feel for it. They don't have to score it, but they got to touch it. And our goal tonight was to force multiple closeouts, make them guard, not necessarily chew up the entire clock, but make them guard in the half court and force tough closeouts. And we talked about committing to a game plan. These guys did it.
Van Meter never really got a ton of momentum, but they did get it to 11. I don't think you guys were too rattled by any means, but what was the message at that point?
We knew they were going to go on a run. And so be ready for the run, stay fundamental, continue to get stops on defense, and then, we just make sure we're on pace and on time on the offensive end. And that can be really, really tough in the environment we're in. It's a beautiful environment, great for us. Thankfully, we get to keep playing, so we're going to continue to grow.
Back where you want to be, sub-state final, what's that mean here for this group to have that chance again?
It's another opportunity to continue playing. The breakout was simple. We can talk about this when we get to talk tomorrow. We get to practice tomorrow, so we'll talk tomorrow. We're excited.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Congrats.